let's get right into it. Today, we're going to break down one of the most unsettling human experiences out there, that sudden, overwhelming sense that something absolutely terrible is about to happen. You know the feeling I'm talking about, right? It's that chill that just washes over you, completely out of the blue. You can't put your finger on why, but every part of you is screaming that you're in danger. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, you're not alone. And in this explainer, we're going to figure out what it all means.
So, what is this thing, officially? Well, at its core, it's this profound feeling of dread that hits you when there's no clear, obvious threat right in front of you. This isn't about being scared of something you can see. It's about a deep internal alarm bell that starts ringing like crazy.
And what's so wild is that this feeling is not just in your head. Not at all. Emotionally, sure, you might feel like you're losing control or even have a sudden fear of dying. But it also kicks off this incredibly powerful physical response. We're talking chest pain, struggling to breathe, dizziness, symptoms so intense they can feel just like a heart attack. So when you get hit with a sensation that powerful, one that affects your mind and your body so intensely, it all boils down to one really important question. Yeah, what is this feeling actually a signal of? Is it just a false alarm, your wiring getting crossed, or is it a genuine life or death warning that something is seriously wrong? That's what we're here to unpack. Okay, so here's the key thing to understand. That feeling of impending doom, it's an alarm system. But, and this is the crucial part, the source of that alarm can come from two totally different places, your mind or your body. And this lays out those two paths perfectly. On one side, you've got mental health conditions, things like anxiety or PTSD that can absolutely trigger this feeling. But on the other side, you have life-threatening medical emergencies. Both of these paths can basically hijack your body's fight or flight response, which is exactly why they can feel identical. The cause is different, but the terror feels exactly the same. So let's start by digging into these psychological triggers. When is a sense of impending doom a warning sign that's actually coming from your mind? Well, anxiety disorders are a huge culprit here. With panic disorder, this feeling can be the first sign that an intense wave of fear, a panic attack, is on its way. For someone with generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, it might be woven into a constant background hum of excessive worry. And for folks with PTSD, this feeling can get triggered by something that reminds them, even subconsciously, of a past trauma. And, it's not just anxiety. During depressive episodes, whether it's from major depressive disorder or bipolar disorder, feelings of complete hopelessness can escalate into this terrifying sense of doom. With OCD, that dread can be tied to these intrusive, uncontrollable thoughts that just ramp up the anxiety to an unbearable level. Okay, now we need to shift gears, because sometimes this feeling has nothing to do with psychology. Sometimes it is an urgent, five-alarm fire bell coming from your body. And this is critically important to hear. A sense of impending doom can be a very real early warning sign of a heart attack, sometimes showing up even before the classic chest pain. It's also a known symptom of a pulmonary embolism, which is a super dangerous blood clot in the lung, often along with sudden shortness of breath. Other emergencies can set it off too. Anaphylaxis, which is a life-threatening allergic reaction, can bring on that feeling of doom as your body starts to go into shock. And for some people with epilepsy, this feeling is part of what's called an aura, a distinct sensation that acts as a warning sign that a seizure is about to happen. So, knowing it could be one of two very different, very serious things, what in the world are you supposed to do when it happens? That is the most important question, right? And that's the real challenge, isn't it? The feeling itself can be identical. So how can you possibly tell a panic attack from a heart attack when your whole body is screaming that you're in danger? Well, the key is to look for other physical clues. Look, this part is non-negotiable. If that feeling of impending doom comes with any of these physical symptoms, you have to treat it as a medical emergency, period. Don't wait, don't try to rationalize it or talk yourself out of it. Call 911 immediately. It is always, always better to be safe. Okay, so what if those emergency symptoms aren't there, and you have good reason to believe this feeling is tied to your mental health? In that case, the goal isn't a trip to the emergency room. The focus shifts to building strategies for long-term management and coping. And that management really is built on a few key pillars. You've got relaxation techniques like mindfulness and meditation, which help you learn to notice the feeling without letting it totally take over. Then there's the foundational stuff, regular exercise, good food, and quality sleep. all of which help stabilize your nervous system. And maybe most importantly, seeking support from professionals, from friends, from groups, reminds you that you are not going through this alone. And hey, if you ever feel completely overwhelmed and just need to talk to someone right away, please remember this number. You can call or text 988 anytime, and you'll get free confidential support. So here's the big takeaway. Instead of seeing this terrifying feeling as just the enemy, we can try to reframe it. Think of it as a message. It's a sign from your mind or from your body that is demanding your attention. Your job is to become a bit of a detective and learn how to read that signal. Which brings us to our final thought for you today. Whether it's just 5 minutes of quiet breathing, a quick walk around the block, or finally sending that text to a friend, what's one small step you can take, starting today, to get just a little bit better at listening to the signals your own system is sending you?